Step inside Hangar 19.
Hangar 19.
Can I get you to do a theme song? You got the voice for it.
You got $3,000?
I'll find somebody.
That's my rate.
Awesome show tonight, man. I've done this once before where I got to talk to a band after they played, and it's really cool because you get the aspect of the show. I've never seen you solo before. I saw you years ago, with that other band, but and the band sounded great. What's going on with the guitar player?
We filmed a live television broadcast, and my guitar player Nick Sterling wouldn't sign the release, so we couldn't film it with him, and it was just a legal thing, and it's very sad because I love playing with Nick, but he has people around him. He's very young. He just turned 22, and he's a prodigious guitar player. He's incredible, but he's 22. Did I mention that?
Yeah, all right.
He just hasn't done this, and so it's like, I love the guy. It's very hard for me to talk about. Nick, all I can say is that he didn't sign the release, so we couldn't shoot the broadcast with him.
All right.
And that made me really mad because a lot of work went into the preparation and the planning and the execution of live broadcasts across America.
Sure.
And to let all those people down, cameramen and soundmen and a TV station and the fans and the band and management, that just makes me crazy. I mean, nobody's trying to steal anything from him. I'm not sitting behind the scenes going, oh, how do I steal from Nick? I don't give a shit. The funniest thing, and this will be the last thing I said, we spent about 10 minutes arguing, me and him, over sync splits.
Sync splits.
Yeah, he's like, well, the sync splits isn't in the contract. And I go, yes, the sync splits is in the contract. He's like, well, that's not what I heard. And I'm going, yes, that's what I heard. The sync splits is in the contract. If you put a gun to my head, I couldn't tell you what the fuck a sync split is.
I was just going to ask you that.
I have no clue. And I'm sitting there telling him, you can have the sync splits. I have no idea what the fuck a sync split is, and he didn't either. We're sitting there arguing about sync splits. Not either of us know what we're talking about.
Would it be asshole-ish if
How ridiculous is that? He's going, well, I need sync splits. And I go, you can have your sync splits. No fucking clue what the fuck a sync split is. No idea. If you said, dude, I'm going to shoot you in the head unless you tell me what a sync split is, I would not be doing this interview right now. Think of how ridiculous that is.
I think it sounds like a great band name, if you ask me.
Sync splits.
Sync splits tonight.
Yeah, like Skrillex. Splits.
I don't want to do dubstep, though.
Okay.
You did a lot of Skid Row songs. I was actually surprised by the amount of Skid Row songs you did. What makes you decide which songs to do when you're out doing your solo sets? And obviously you've been doing this for a long time.
Well, that all depends on the length of the show.
Okay, that makes sense.
There's certain songs I have to do. So the shorter the show, the more you're going to hear those hits. I mean, we just sold this place out tonight. There's over 2,000 people here. It's fucking awesome. It's killer. So I'm not going to beat you over the head with some fucking rhythm I came up with on the bus an hour ago. I'm going to play songs that but at the same time, I'm going to do new songs because that's, what musicians do. I don't just do old songs, but the longer the set, the more new shit I can do.
Kicking and Screaming is the name of the new solo record, and by all counts, man, it's a phenomenal record. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, it's just basically the same album I've been making for years. I don't do anything different in my solo band that I did in Slave to the Grind or Skid Row. It's 100% the same thing. Like, I have a different bass player. I mean, I do the same thing. I don't.
I love how you make everything so obvious.
Well, I'm just saying, the human voice is the most visceral instrument. It's the instrument that you relate to the most. When you hear somebody sing, I mean, you just feel what they're feeling. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there's been bands that have replaced their lead singers and done really well, but they're very few and far between. And you know, like Brian Johnson from AC/DC is
Just the prime example.
He's great, but he's not trying to clone or mimic or imitate Bon Scott.
Right.
He's Brian Johnson. He's his own guy. So my old band went the other route. They have if you squint your eyes from the back row, maybe it's Sebastian. Like Doc McGee even told me that. He's like, well, we fooled some of the people. I'm like, really, dude? Really? It's like, yeah, we fooled some people. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you really want to piss me off? Reinvent that shit. Don't like imitate it.
Right. I'm actually flabbergasted. I saw Skid Row on a music festival a few weeks back, and I was blown away by the amount of people who came up to me at the radio tent I was hanging out at, saying, "Oh, I didn't know Sebastian Bach wasn't in this band anymore."
I don't know what to say. It's like I'm a different kind of rock fan. I'm like a fan that knows what the bands I like are doing, and you know, I go to their website and I check it out. And
What are you listening to for new music? I mean, what's a guy like you listen to for new stuff?
I like the Black Veil Brides a lot. I don't know if Hatebreed's not very new, but love that band. I like Five Finger Death Punch. I saw them. I played with them about 2 months ago, and that guy Zoltan Bathory. Okay, I can headbang. That guy has reinvented headbanging. Like he I was on the side of the stage going, I gotta fucking get my neck in shape, man, to keep up with this guy. This guy, like, he does this move where he goes in a circle with his hair, and then it's like stops, like right at the top. Thank you, we're doing an interview.
Satan just came in and
Bathory just heard what I said, and what?
Zoltan! Sebastian Bach, Backstage, Hangar 19 Radio. Again, yeah, Kicking and Screaming is great. The Skid Row stuff we mentioned, but there's one thing, because you said this in an interview recently, that 4 out of 5 guys say, yeah, Skid Row could happen, but...
Well, there's nothing more to the story.
Okay.
We got offered 2 big shows, reunion shows, this summer, and I talked to 3 of the other guys, and they all said yes, they would like to do it, but there was one guy that didn't want to do it.
I'm sorry if I
So,
We got catering? Are they bringing alcohol?
hey,
And the lights came back on.
let's get a shot of this.
We got to get the beer.
This is for the interview. What are you guys gonna drink?
Sebastian and I are getting drunk.
No, I'm not getting drunk.
How are you doing? Obviously the party of '80s bands are of legends. How are you with that?
I've cut way back on my drinking. I didn't drink for like 2 months, which was very difficult. But as you just said, I've been doing this all my life. So, you know, Janie Lane doesn't get a second shot. Amy Winehouse doesn't get a second shot. You know, there's so many musicians that die. So I'm trying to change my lifestyle a bit, but it's just not easy. It's not like simple. It's not like simple.
You look
Some
you look
people-
like you're in shape.
Oh, thank you, dude. We've been on the road since before Christmas.
That might
And
be
I
why.
gotta I gotta tell you, I'm fucking feeling the road now. What is it? It's August, right?
Right.
I'm getting quite knackered. I'm just being
Knacker, that's a great word.
I have all the energy in the world when I'm on stage, but then when I come off stage, my body says, "Dude, Again? This is what we're doing? What the fuck are you doing? It's hard to explain to people running around like and screaming at the top of your lungs, like as high and as most energy as you can. It just takes a lot of energy. Like, tonight was great though. Tonight, I didn't know what to expect from this casino because I asked about it, and some of my musicians and crew said, well, there was a lot of old people like last night in the casino.
You gotta have that in a casino, though.
Yeah. So, but I didn't know if it was gonna be like, fucking grandma and grandpa. We are the youth gone wild. Like I didn't know what to expect. And then I walked out there and it was fucking jammed with just all rockers and little kids, and there was some grandma and grandpa too, but there's like little kids. And
You know what was awesome? Because we walked in, by the time we got passes and got some things situated, it was probably about 10 after the show started. And you were already on stage, and the place is packed already. I couldn't believe it. I mean,
and they
right
were
when
so
showtime.
loud. They were so. I was like just standing there, and they're like, ah, and I was like, this is fucking great. Like I as long as I've been on the road since before Christmas, tonight, like the crowd gave me a lot of energy tonight. I was feeding off the Wisconsin cheeseheads, and it was helping me make the rock. It was assisting me. It was like an assist in a hockey game. They're like, here you go, dude. And I was like, thanks. She shoots, he scores.
We're all fired up, man. This is the big party before football starts up, you know?
Oh, cool, man. Yeah, it was killer.
Kicking and Screaming is the record. Again, highly recommended if you're a fan of metal, you're a fan of Sebastian Bach, and especially if you're a fan of Skid Row. Dude, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, Hangar 19. Isn't that a Megadeth song?
Okay, kinda. You're the first one to actually catch it, though.
What?
Yeah, either that or you're interviewing me now. This is great. They've caught it and haven't said anything. But yeah, we're coming up with a name for a show. I'm like,
Hangar 19. Hangar 18.
We're next door.
You're next door.
Right.
You're two ahead of Hangar 17.
We're one louder.
Okay. Hangar 19. Take that, David Gates.